Java has many kinds of operators. Here we'll just look at the basics operators, and there are 4 categories of basic operators in Java. The first one is the arithmetic operator. These are just the standard mathematical operations like plus, minus, times and divided by. Then you have the relational operators. Here you're actually comparing the two values. So the result of the relational operators is always a true or a false. Either something is bigger than the other object, or it is equal to the other object, or it's not. Then we have the unary operators, and they're a bit special. With the unary operators, you can change the variable by adding a symbol in front or at the back of a certain variable. So for example, x plus plus, that means x equals x plus 1. Or x minus minus, and that means x equals x minus 1. We also have plus plus x and minus minus x, and this actually there is an important difference between the so-called postfix unary operators and the prefix unary operators, but we'll not discuss that for now. Then we also have assignment operators. With these assignment operators, we actually give a value to a variable, or we can change the value and assigning it at once. So with the equal sign, we can say something like I equals 5, meaning that we're storing 5 into I. We could also say I plus equals 5, meaning that we are taking the current value of I, adding 5 to that, and then storing it into I. So those are the 4 operators. Let's have a look in IntelliJ to see how this is done. So here we're seeing examples of all the operators. Let's start with the arithmetic operators. We are storing the result of 8 plus 9 into I. And we're assigning 12 to j. This would actually be an assignment operator. But then we are using this j to just demonstrate that you can also do the mathematical operations between 2 variables. So we can say I plus j, or k minus j, etc. We can all do this. This one is a special one though. Let's have a look at what this is doing. It's actually kind of funny. Let's run this. I'm only printing this result right now. And you can see here that the result is 2. So let's do some calculations. We have k, which equals I plus j, which is 17 plus 12, which is 29. And then we also have j, which is 12. So apparently, according to this calculation, 29 it was, or 39. What did we have? 8 plus 17, 29. Divided by 12, well, which is clearly more than 2, is 2, according to Java. Well, what's happening? Java is actually cutting off the decimal part because it needs to store it into an int, and int doesn't have a decimal part. So that's what's going on here. We also have the relational operators. So we have a boolean b, and we're storing the result of I is smaller than j in there. So these relational operators, they're always giving a value back that's either true or false. So either I is equal to 9 or it's not. And in case of line 16, if I is equal to 9, it will be true for boolean b1. If it's not equal to 9, the result of b1 will be false. Then there's one special operator here, and that is the exclamation mark and then equal sign. This is meaning is not equal. And then we also have the unary operators, as I promised. Well, I plus plus is just adding 1 to the original value of I, and I minus minus is just subtracting 1 to the original value from the original value of I. And then lastly, for now, there are more operators, but they're too complicated for the basic level we're still at, are the assignment operators. The most simple assignment operator would be this one, I equals 7, for example. So this equal sign would be assignment operator, just meaning I'm assigning 7 to I. So I is 7 now. We could also say I plus equals 3. This means grab the current value of I, which is 7 in this case, and add 3 to it. So the result of that would be 10. And then if you say I divided by equals 2, that means grab the current value of I, which was 10, divided by 2, and store this 5, that is, into I, making the result of I 5. So this is the basics of operation I would need to know for right now. There will be more operators and you might run into them later, but this is a really good place to start for now.